there will be history made today as we get underway here at NIB Stadium. Perth Glory with the ball first. And sent up to Gibbons in the midfield. Sarah Carroll, again, memories here for her as Timrak runs away for Melbourne City, and eventually it's Carroll that puts the ball over the sideline. Heather Garrick, I love Grand Final Day. What are you looking forward to the most in this one?
I love it too, Steph, and what a game it is today. And again, Perth Glory versus Melbourne City, it definitely is anyone's game. The first 5 or 10 minutes, it's just a matter of playing out your nerves and trying to keep the ball on the deck.
And trying to keep the ball, no doubt, away from your opposition, and Melbourne City have control at the moment. Over the top, and Yanis is there, tries to head it down, but Del Busco is up to the challenge. It's the first attempt on target from Melbourne City, and perhaps a statement of intent.
It is, and you'd expect Melbourne City to have intent today. They've been there and done that last season. But I think Tegan Allen on that right-hand side, gee, she was good in the semi-final, and just now she created that cross as well.
Well, the ball's fallen beautifully for Stephanie Catley as she charges forward, goes around Romero, or does she? Wonderful tackle from the import central defender, Ariana Romero. Has done a wonderful job in the centre of the Perth defence, and a crucial tackle on Melbourne City captain Catley there. And the Perth backline will be well aware of the threats in this side.
And just there, Tabana to be disappointed with that one. She definitely had that. All she needed to do is put her inside of the foot through that. She was on the 6-yard box. Instead, tried to head it.
First corner of the match for Melbourne City. Floated up in the middle of the goal. It's deflected out. It's regathered by American Lauren Barnes. Goes toe-to-toe with Sam Kerr. It is now with Sam Kerr as Perth Glory charge forward. Still with Kerr. Still Sam Kerr. Crosses back. Oh, it's so very close for the Glory. Almost the perfect start, but it has gone back to Vanessa Di Bernardo, and the challenge is still alive. Lydia Williams gathers it in and brings it to an end. Wonderful build-up work from the Glory.
And while Melbourne City has shown intent in the other side, have a look at the quality. Sarah Walsh spoke about this at the start of the game, and what a great cutback as well. She had 3 or 4 players around her. She is on fire already, Sam Kerr.
Well, a lot of build-up during the week about this match. Perhaps the match-up between Jess Fishlock and Sam Kerr, two extremely talented players, and both being influential on the fates of their side this season. Just a couple of minutes, 3 minutes gone here at NIB Stadium in Perth, and both sides already have forced the goalkeeper into some sort of save. Nothing too dangerous. But certainly both seem up for the challenge. Pretty fitting grand final we've got here, Heather, two worthy sides.
Yeah, for sure. I think both teams are under a lot of pressure. You've got Perth Glory, who could have won the final 2 years ago, and Melbourne City, who are defending champions. And realistically, they're expected to win today, especially from their club, their supporters, and the players. So both have started up very, very well.
Just a pause in play there. Well, Alyssa Mortz looked like she'd lost a shin pad. Retrieved, and we're back underway. Well, they're dicing with danger for Melbourne City, and Sam Kerr was ready and waiting should that ball have dropped for Jamie Gibbons. City again, Steph Catley on this left flank, told us pre-game that her role will be much the same again, to float up and down this left flank, as she does so wonderfully well and with great effect. Fishlock pushes it on to Tabane. Moves it further forward. Still with Melbourne City, Ivy Lewick. Being a stalwart in that holding role, as has Alloway in defence. Perth certainly applying the pressure high. They know they need to cut out that counter-attack, but the ball from Fishlock switching to Tegan Allen on the far side. Means a little bit of space now for Melbourne City. Attack cut down by Alyssa Mortz, stops the run of Rebecca Stott. And now it's Perth away again. Sutton tries to charge through the middle of the two City defenders. Successful. Ball rolled a little bit too far by Captain Kerr. Acrobatic leap from Fishlock. As both sides suffer a run of cheap turnovers.
And Melbourne City, you can see they're just cool and calm. They're a possession-based team. They like to keep the ball. They're very, very patient. But the thing that's going to probably frustrate them is Perth Glory like to play very direct. You've got Di Bernardo up top. You've got Sam Kerr up top and Sutton up top.
Well, they've got Steph Catley up top at the moment for Melbourne City. Still Catley. Crosses in. She does manage to find Tabane, but it is eventually flicked away by Alyssa Mortz. Chicago's Red Star midfielder making her presence felt. A really energetic start to this match. It's quite advantageous that we aren't on the East Coast today, although Melbourne is quite cool. Certainly Sydney or Canberra would have been rather too warm at this time of the day, perhaps. Perth, as we said, 29 degrees, and a miscue from Laura Alloway leaves the ball at Sam Kerr's feet. Still with Kerr. Oh, and she scuffed the shot, but Laura Alloway will be thanking her lucky stars.
She would be in a grand final like this. She's just miskicked it. Out of the, unlucky for Laura Alloway, but great ball back from Catley. All she wanted her to do was switch the play, and that's a swing and a miss. But for Sam Kerr, she should have just backed herself. Instead, she hesitated.
Well, unlike Sam Kerr, but 10 goals in the net this year. She certainly knows how to find it. Corner swings in. Di Bernardo with the follow-up. Well over the crossbar. Di Bernardo, the other influential goal scorer. Rosie Sutton chipping in with 7 of her own. In fact, there's only 2 other scorers who have found the scoreboard this season, and they're both on the bench, Sean Billum and Caitlin Douglas.
Definitely a strength for Perth Glory. It is the front 3 up top and how they combine with each other up against this Melbourne City defence.
Neat feet from Yanez forces the turnover, and you can already see that, as we suspected, Melbourne City very much trying to shut down that threat that Sam Kerr presents. Problem is, Heather, as we've seen, that when you shut down one player, you expose yourself on both flanks.
Exactly, and Melbourne City trying to mark Sam Kerr out of the game, then Di Bernardo or Sutton just comes from deep. So it's going to be an interesting dynamic, but both teams, again, have started very, very well for a grand final.
Certainly has. Barnes gets the play underway once more. Alloway. Ball that's a little bit overcooked for Beverly Yanez. Yanez, a later addition to this Melbourne City side. Joins from Seattle Reign. Barnes, Yanez and Jess Fishlock, all from the Seattle Reign side. Spending the Australian summer here ahead of the new NWSL season. Of course, when they go back, they'll be taking Rebecca Stott and Larissa Crummer with them. 2 newest signings for the Reign. Now Perth, once again with perhaps an opportunity, and flicked over the top by Di Bernardo.
Just talking about grand final nerves, that's Lydia Williams, the Matildas' #1 goalkeeper. Very unusual for her to cough the ball up, especially an easy 20-yard ball playing out. So nerves certainly set in.
Williams, of course, won title with Canberra, but she wasn't in the Canberra side that played here in the last grand final held in Perth. Canberra surprised Perth by 3-1. The season Williams was injured. And the cries of the crowd and the far side, and fans still streaming into NIB Stadium. It's such a coup for Perth to come away with a trophy today. It's been a long time between drinks in Western Australia. Romero finds Di Bernardo. Two imports communicating well. Rosie Sutton. Gibbons back to Sutton. Goes off Rosie Sutton's head. On the far side, Natasha Rigby starts the build-up again for Perth. It is patient from Perth Glory. They don't have all the superstars perhaps that this City side has. The players have done what they need to do with great effect, and now it is Vanessa Di Bernardo. No real power on that shot. Perhaps Perth just warming up, pull the trigger a couple of times, and eventually they really are going to threaten Williams. Not forced her into any great saves thus far.
What Perth do have, Steph, is an extra player in the midfield, so Melbourne City is struggling at the moment to be able to contain that midfield.
Romero's ball back finds Gibbons. Perth struggling to clear their lines just now. Romero eventually gets the ball away over the head of both Sutton and Barnes. Another way to the rescue on that occasion. Well, Perth have scrapped and fought for their right to be here, but in reality they're the side coming in with momentum, aren't they? What a stunning semi-final win.
Definitely a stunning semi-final win. They're a team of culture. They're a team of teams. They want to play for each other. They're playing for the badge. And it's evident that every player is on the same page, wanting the same thing.
Threatening right now. The cross from Kerr doesn't find any joy. Perhaps seeking out Sutton in the centre of the area, but it's back with Romero. Romero with a beautiful ball. Fortunately, Rebecca Stott was on the spot in defence.
Every time Romero picks up the ball, she looks for that diagonal ball, just trying to catch out the right back there. She started on several occasions, and that one was pinpoint quality.
Now Catley. Ball comes back from Tabane. Timrak. Well, Timrak with a searching ball. Challenges Tegan Allen to chase it down. Allen does. Look at the pace, often playing it right back. The last few occasions she's moved up the park with great effect. Now Fishlock. Back to Allen. Fishlock again still on for Melbourne City, assessing their options. And Stott tries to go over the top, headed away by the Perth defence. Allen again. Eventually it all comes undone. And it's Nikki Stanton of the Glory who sends the ball on its way. Lauren Barnes forced to chase Sam Kerr. Comes out victorious on that occasion, but it will be a Perth throw.
What a beautiful pattern play, and it's the transition that's killing Melbourne City. The little one touches in between those three strikers, like I mentioned before, and Di Bernardo. Sam Kerr getting in behind once again.
Di Bernardo, Lewick paying her some close attention. Turns off balance from Laura Alloway. And some uncharacteristic defending from Laura Alloway, very experienced defender.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect her to be nervous in a grand final like this, having shaped up at Olympic Games and World Cups as a centre-back.
Alloway, of course, will also head to the States, joining up with Orlando Pride once more, as will Steph Catley defending there. And a number of others in this league as Di Bernardo once again. The attack for Perth underway. Rolls it beautifully through for Rigby, still with Natasha Rigby. Beverly Yanez trying to cut down the play, unsuccessful. It's Sarah Carroll that floats the ball in to the far post, and Rosie Sutton left to chase down. Well, we haven't mentioned Rigby too much, but that was a decent attacking play set up there by the left back. Perth coming back again as the crowd starts to get behind them. Now Di Bernardo. Oh, this is lovely from Perth Glory. Still on for the Glory. Cut back for Kerr. Kerr misses. Gibbons with a shot. The defence is affected by Fishlock just in the nick of time.
How exciting is this? And again, it's cutting the ball back, getting to the byline and cutting the ball back, and there were so many Melbourne City bodies at the front post, and what a great sliding tackle from Jess Fishlock. She's everywhere.
Fishlock, one of the busiest players for this Melbourne side, of course, with head coaching duties off the park as well.
She's got head coaching duties. She played as a holding midfielder last week. She played as a number 9 last week, a centre forward. She played just in behind the strikers. She's everywhere.
Yeah, without taking anything away from her teammates, she's certainly in command of that midfield. Paddy Kisnorbo watching on from the edge of the City technical area, in charge of the youth league team as well. Here's Jess Fishlock's eyes and ears on the bench. Now to Bain. Rolling it back for Tegan Allen, a little bit beyond the birthday girl, 23 years old today, Tegan Allen.
Exactly, and what a player she's been, and grew up in the Blue Mountains of Sydney and went to Hills Sports High School, was coached by Alan Stadjic. She had a very, very good career. Still only young. I'm sure she's come to Melbourne City just to challenge herself. It's great to see she's broken into the squad.
Well, she was among the youngest to debut for the national side as well. She's had a very successful career, has Tegan Allen, as you said, moved up from Sydney FC, or down rather, to Melbourne. Over in the West today in another grand final. She's been in a few before with the Sky Blue side. It's a little bit dangerous from Melbourne City. I wouldn't be rolling that ball too closely to Samantha Kerr, that close to the area. However, they've come away with it. Now it is City with Beverly Yanez. On for Jess Fishlock. Fishlock has Timrack running in a little bit beyond Timrack. Cleared away by Perth just as quickly. Returned by Lauren Barnes. And Catley. She spotted Allen. Familiar move we've seen several times already today. Tegan Allen on the far side. To Bain bolting in. And then sturdy defending from Perth Glory.
Really good tackle there from Perth Glory, and Tegan Allen, I really like her out there on the right-hand side. She's cool and calm, and she converts her passes and her defensive responsibility. She's so good at that. I think she's been really effective for Melbourne City in these last few games playing there.
Timrack's ball evaded Yanez initially. She's gone back to regather. Sarah Carroll more than up to the task. Sarah Carroll, perhaps the unsung hero of this Perth Glory side. Again there for City, beautiful communication. Yanez. Fishlock, back to Yanez. Again for Jess Fishlock. Just missing the run of Erica Timrack. Ivy Lewick says, I'll have that, let's start it off again. Bouncing off several heads before it ends up at the feet of the Glory, who go off on a counter-attacking run. Rosie Sutton was almost away. Rebecca stopped making a nuisance of herself.
Melbourne City just trying to build momentum again, but again the transition, once Perth Glory won it before, that pass diagonally in the middle of the park, took out 6 or 7 players of Melbourne City. That's the danger for Melbourne City at the moment.
Well, Perth Glory in possession, rolled on by Kerr, only as far as Lauren Barnes of Melbourne City. 20 minutes gone here at NIB Stadium in Perth. Grand final of season 9. The season feels like it's just passed in the blink of an eye. Here we are, just 2 teams remaining. Melbourne City gunning to be the first side to lift back-to-back trophies. Perth Glory would just like it for a first time. Barnes only finds the head of Romero.
And while Perth Glory are very dangerous in attack with the front 3, also the 2 centre-backs and the Perth Glory backline is fabulous. And they're a rock, Romero and Kim Carroll. Kim Carroll's got so much experience.
Certainly does, as has Laura Alloway, international for Australia, beside Rebecca Stott, right back for Melbourne City, international for New Zealand. So plenty of experienced feet and heads in this Melbourne City backline as well. Vanessa Di Bernardo coming back in. Rebecca Stott wisely lets it roll beyond the touchline, perhaps just forcing the pass on that occasion.
And had Mortz made just a little run around behind the defender, that would have been a pinpoint perfect ball. Instead it just went over her. She's going to take 2 steps back and make an arc run.
Stott eventually controls on the far side. Her pass to Fishlock rolls away. Still a Melbourne throw. Melbourne City travelled to the West Australian capital yesterday. Had a day to settle in. The pitch here is looking beautiful at NIB Stadium. A rare standalone match in the W League. An occasion befitting the grand final, with the stands filling up on the other side. How these Perth fans would love to finally see their club lift a trophy. Perth have had several stabs at lifting a trophy across all competitions. And City plod the ball forward. Timrack was there. It's going to be left to Sarah Carroll to clean up. Perth since 2004, that last trophy. They've been in 2 FFA Cup finals, 2 pre-season cup finals, an A-League final and a W League final, and unfortunately haven't come out victorious from any of them. Perhaps today will be their day. From Carroll, blocked off by Laura Alloway, with Stanton charging in. Neat pick up by the Glory, and it's Sam Kerr charging forward once more. 1-on-3. Took a decent dive from Lydia Williams to stop her Matilda's teammate. Sam Kerr, oh so dangerous. And I think she's just warming up.
She's just warming up, and what a clever little run there from Rosie Sutton. She just made a run across the defenders, and that's opened up the shot for Sam Kerr.
Speaking to Sam Kerr pre-game, she mentioned that having time off with an injury perhaps was something that refreshed her. She has had an extraordinary 12 months, picked up Player of the Season over at Sky Blue, as well as Golden Boot over there. She really is in a rich vein of form. That's something Alan Stajic is probably loving. Staj is in the crowd today ahead of the Algarve Cup, which is the next trip for the Matildas. I think we can assume Samantha Kerr will be featuring on that team sheet.
And when you're injured, Steph, it makes you reflect and realise how important playing football is and how much you want to get on the park. And for her, she's matured to be captain last year and she couldn't contribute, and to come and be captain this year, gee, she's made a difference. And her leadership skills, she said, I'm not a leader that shouts, but I am a leader that does the stuff on the field.
Always does. Fishlock, who almost very nearly had Tegan Allen away in a real threat, but now it is back with the glory. Sutton. Calls from the players. Di Bernardo calling the shots in the midfield currently. Now Sam Kerr running into a white wall of Melbourne City defenders. There for Jamie Gibbons. Oh, it's all over the bar, and the whistle of Kate Jakowitz is gone. Steph Catley climbs to her feet.
And if you have a look just here, when Sam Kerr picks up the ball, the whole Melbourne City defence line just drops off. And a good little tackle there from Stephanie Catley.
Oh, well picked up by Nikki Stanton. That pass was rather telegraphed. Again, Di Bernardo. Perth certainly looking the hungrier. Melbourne City perhaps a little bit casual.
And the stats for Melbourne City, yes, they got 63% possession, and Perth Glory got 37% possession. But in saying that, Perth Glory, I think, have been a lot more effective. And like I've been saying, in transition, geez, they look dangerous.
Jostling around as Catley looks for an available white shirt. Gibbons in the way of Timrack. Back with Romero for Perth. Oh, she's been outfoxed by Timrack on that occasion. Timrock still one-on-one with Romero. Oh, Fishlock was charging in. Perth have been so resilient in defence. Alyssa Mortz that time dropping back from midfield. And with Mortz again. Rigby. Carroll. What Bobby Despotovsky has managed to do with this side has been quite exceptional. As we said, the big name stars are all wearing white shirts. Aside from Sam Kerr, of course, but he's really built them into quite a cohesive unit, and it shows.
Exactly, and who's going to win this grand final? Is it going to be the team of champions or a champion team today?
Lovely footwork from Catley, and back heel for Tabane. Who's over the top, header from Fishlock. It's there for Timrack. She skies it over the bar with the goal gaping open. Well, wonder if Erica Timrack will live to regret that.
Just the ball in to Fishlock, and how it's cushioned down for Timrack on a silver platter. Must get that on target, especially in the grand final. She's off balance there.
Oh, at the other end, it's Kerr charging down once more. Battle between Catley and Kerr is going to be long and intriguing this afternoon. Lewick managing to plod the ball back for Tabane. Fishlock chasing at the other end. Del Busco. Abby Del Busco had to watch from the bench last time Perth played in a grand final here. Not so this time. Melissa Maisels, the number one keeper, injured her hand in week 4 of the season, and Del Busco took her opportunity and earned herself this number one spot. And today of all days, I'm sure she would love a clean sheet as Catley manages to win the throw-in. Approaching the half-hour mark here at NIB Stadium in Perth. Has either side got the upper hand, Heather?
No, like I said before, Steph, I think Perth Glory have created more chances with Melbourne City. The dangerous player is Fishlock, making those third-man runs and being able to get on the end of the ball and assisting Melbourne City create something. But Perth Glory, I think, with the upper hand. Melbourne City back on the attack now as the shadows start to creep over
near side of the stadium. Lewick. Stott finds Tabane on the far side. Again with Stott, had a couple of goals 2 weeks ago, the only two in Melbourne City colours over 2 seasons. Been working hard, had a strong season in defence for Melbourne City. Catley almost a little bit casual, approaching the pass. Gibbons nipped in, but it is back with Melbourne City. Lewick now. Rebecca Stott again. Tegan Allen cuts back for Timrack. Timrack turns, there for Stott. Chippo from Stott. Oh, Fishlock thought she might have got more out of that. Urgent calls from Perth Glory to clear.
And the danger for Perth Glory is Tegan Allen and Stott are overloading that left-hand side, and they've been quite dangerous, especially in this first half an hour or so. So if they can try and get the midfielder to come out to put more pressure on Stott, so she's not releasing herself from deep.
Well, the urging from both benches. We're into the latter end of this first half, still 0-0 here in Perth. Melbourne City with possession. They have dominated the possession, 63% thus far. A lovely ball from Fishlock to find her Seattle Reign teammate Beverly Yanez on the near flank. Catley to Fishlock. Just to regain control initially. Fishlock assesses her options. Attack still on for Melbourne City. Yanez is there to pick up the ball from Tabane. Still Tabane. Now Timrack. Timrack back heel for Melbourne City. Falls at the feet of Romero, who gratefully clears it away. Cheap turnover as Rosie Sutton's run's cut off. And a loose pass means it all comes to naught. And once again, the long ball cut off by the Perth Glory defence. Di Bernardo ducking and weaving. Di Bernardo shot just over the roof of the net. Lydia Williams leaps high. And that's certainly the most dangerous attempt so far from Di Bernardo.
And the crowd thought that shot was in, and so did we up here in commentary. And it was deflected, but this come from Melbourne City giving a cheap ball away. Rather than them keeping the ball, they're trying to hit the long ball, which is out of character for them. Looks as though Lydia Williams had it covered though.
Glory corner in swinger. Oh, it's headed over to the far side. It'll be take two. Another corner for the Glory. Third of this match so far.
And a great in-swinging corner. And just touch the shoulder of Laura Alloway. But realistically, Lydia Williams should either have that, she should be calling for the ball, or Laura Alloway should be heading that away, especially in that dangerous zone. Nikki Stanton signals she's ready. Oh, that's a lovely ball up, unfortunately straight into the hands of Lydia Williams. Fortunately for Perth at any stage, Melbourne City trot back to build up another attack. Won't be for long, forced to start defending almost immediately. Tegan Allen well used to defence. She's made that trip all the way up the right flank to the right-hand wing. Do you like her up there, Heather?
Yeah, I think she's increased the stability of Melbourne City, and when she gets the ball, rather than just get
gets it and gives it away. She provides an outlet, and she's got really good techers on the ball, and her right peg, she's able to cross the ball in. She's got very similar shape on the ball when she crosses the ball into Steph Catley, so definitely a great addition. And her work rate is second to none as well.
Of course, it's also meant we're seeing more of Mariana Tabane drop back further into the midfield. Played so often up top for City, and also, we should mention, for Perth Glory, 77 appearances and a purple shirt. She was in that losing side 2 years ago.
And I'm sure Tabane wouldn't be used to the defensive duties that midfield has, and I feel that she needs to get more involved and needs to try and make those third-man runs that Jess Fishlock make.
Tabane, the most experienced W League player on the park today, 104th outing, 30 goals to her name. She now rolls it on for Ivy Lewick. She's Stott waiting on her right. Stott spoons it up into the edge there, off the head of Jessica Fishlock. Just wide of the goal, Fishlock sinks to her knees. Again, we've seen the danger of Fishlock in space.
And she just stopped a moment before that so the defender could be ball watching, and then she's made that run across the defender. Absolute quality.
Instructions from Bobby Despotovsky keep coming from the bench. The Perth Glory favourite. And as I mentioned at the top of the show, one of the team that was the last in Perth to lift a trophy. And wonderful defensive work. Natasha Rigby. And as Perth Glory once more charge up on the attack. Oh, an unfortunate slip has given possession to Fishlock. Passes on for Tabane. Finds Yanez on the near side. Timrak. Patient work from City. Yanez almost connects, headed back by Lewick. And it's Di Bernardo that nips in and picks up possession for Perth. Well, it looked like some gorgeous build-up work from City. That Perth defence worth its weight in gold so far today.
Quality build-up from City, and again, there's another ball that went astray from Lydia Williams.
Well, there, and Mortz is in. Alyssa Mortz back on the attack. Lauren Barnes, a American compatriot, cuts her down. Those two would be well familiar with each other's play. Mortz, of course, one of the Chicago Red Stars out here this season.
What a great addition she's been. She's a workhorse as well. She's provided a lot of assists to the goals of Semi Kerr and Di Bernardo as well, and Sutton.
Oh, Mortz hooks it back in. Fortunately, there was no purple shirts waiting inside the area. Williams gratefully rolls the ball away. Melbourne City go off once more on the hunt. Now Lewick. Timrak waits. Misses. And a wasteful ball is picked up by Stephanie Catley of City. City captain to Lewick. Allen once more being given a heap of space on the far side. Cheap turnover from Perth meant that joy was short-lived, and now they return the favour on the near side. Oh, lovely running from Mortz once more. Sutton can't repay her with an equally adept pass, but Mortz nips in again. Rosie Sutton. Di Bernardo. Well, the Perth players charging in attack now. Gibbons with possession, looking for options. Back with Stanton. Romero called into the attack. Oh, huge aerial ball from Romero. No real intent or perhaps direction, easily headed away by Stott. and just as easily turned over on the halfway mark.
And for Romero, she needs to keep that ball. Perth were patient. They got down the other end, are attacking. The ball could have been played to Sam Kerr. Instead, it wasn't.
Well, the ball from Rigby looking for Sam Kerr. It's come off Barnes. Hooked away by Laura Alloway. And controlled by Fishlock, who's just cannoned into Stanton, but she has sent Yanez off on a run. It's just over the top of the goal. What an amazing strike from Beverly Yanez, and what a reward that would have been for the work in the middle of the park.
And what a ball put through by Jess Fishlock. Yanez, a fantastic strike. That would have been a superb goal.
We'll just have a look at the collision between Fishlock and Stanton. Looked like it was purely perhaps momentum.
Yeah, there was not too much in there. But to be able to hit a ball off balance from Yanez, quality for Fishlock. She was off balance as well in the middle of the park. Her just to be able to pinpoint and knock the ball in behind the defence. Really dangerous for Melbourne City.
Fishlock again. Now with Stephanie Catley. Catley's ball was cut short by Romero. It's bounced over the head of Sarah Carroll. Headed back down. Who else does it come to? Fishlock once again. Lewick. Timrack back to Lewick. Neatly evades Di Bernardo. Rolled through for Tabane. Tabane winds up. Foot of Sarah Carroll in the way. She has another shot, but this time Perth Glory run away. Can they be more careful and perhaps treasure their possession a little more highly?
Perth Glory have done it so well today. Just be patient and wait for the build-up and try and get the overlapping fullbacks in like now. And rather than go for that long ball, they know there's a quality defence in Melbourne City.
Stanton now to Di Bernardo. Perth pushing the ball around in the centre of the park. And Kerr has managed to evade the Melbourne City backline. Flag stays down, still with Sam Kerr. Still with Kerr. Eventually pushed away. Gibbons with a shot. Once again, it is over the crossbar. Lydia Williams hasn't had to make a save on that occasion. If Perth Glory can bring these shots down about half a foot, they'll all be in the back of the net.
I absolutely love the confidence of Sam Kerr. She's happy to shape up with that one-on-one. For Gibbons, she's just tried to guide it in the back of the net. Another good play there by Perth Glory.
A couple of minutes remaining of regular time in this first half. If you're just joining us, it is still 0-0 here in the grand final of season 9 of the Westfield W League. Neither side really managed to have the upper hand thus far as Rigby rolls it through in the Perth attack. Kerr to Alyssa Mortz. Mortz sizing up her options. Sarah Carroll. Oh, and that's a lovely ball. It almost dropped beautifully for Rosie Sutton. Instead, it's cleared away ultimately by Tegan Allen.
What a great header there from Laura Alloway. That's what she's very, very good at. And some ball by Sarah Carroll as well. It's only a couple of minutes before half-time. It's really important for both teams, especially from a confidence perspective, to not go into the break one goal down.
Alternatively, what a confidence boost. Can one of these sides find a goal before the whistle goes? Lydia Williams will take her time, and as we've seen with Melbourne City in their 2 semi-finals appearances, they're quite happy to bide their time. Jess Fishlock ultimately making Canberra pay. Last weekend at the 107th minute. Lydia Williams taking an awful lot of time now.
Maybe she's getting direction from Coach Fishlock. They need a bit of a break. It's hot down on the field.
Well, they're about to get a 15-minute break with just 10 seconds or so remaining of regulation time. One suspects there'll be perhaps a minute or two added on. Board goes up. It is the standard 1 minute of time added on as we enter that final 60 seconds of the first half here at NIB Stadium. City in possession. Barnes to Catley. Catley running into some room, eventually closed down. Now with Beverly Yanez. Still with Yanez. Timruck through for Beverly. Yanez cuts back. Joseph Fishlock. Who else would it be? The script has been written for her time and time again. The defending champions charge to the lead just before the break. Jessica Fishlock. Well, extraordinary. We could see that one coming. The build-up from Melbourne City, time and time again, they've been hunting for Fishlock in front of goal, and finally they found her.
And a great ball into Yanez, and she's shaped up, and a good little 1-2, and a deep run from Stephanie Catley that drew the defender, and for Fishlock to be unmarked in the box, you can't have that because she'll finish any half turn. But you can see in this situation that Stephanie Catley was the player that made that decoy run.
Well, Perth Glory with seconds remaining in which to perhaps find an equaliser before the break. It's flicked over the top for Jamie Gibbons. Rolls centrally. Lauren Barnes is there. Makes no mistake. Melbourne City are going to play out from the back. And that, says Kate Jakowitz, is that, well, what an extraordinary finish to the first 45 minutes of this semi-final. There were plenty of chances. Sam Kerr, Di Bernardo, Jamie Gibbons all had a go for Perth Glory. Yanez had a wonderful attempt for Melbourne City, but eventually it was who else? It was player coach Jessica Fishlock that got the ball in the back of the net. And at halftime here at NIB Stadium in Perth, it's Perth Glory 0, Melbourne City 1. Stay with us after the break. Amy and Sarah wrap up all the action from the first half of the W League Grand Final. And we're underway in the second half here at NIB Stadium in Perth. Huge aerial ball from Jess Fishlock. It is headed away by Perth Sarah Carroll on the far side. Timing of the Fishlock goal on 46 minutes. It's a real coach killer. For Perth anyway. Of course, Paddy Kisnorbo was celebrating, and Jess Fishlock is the coach. So Melbourne City very happy. Now Yanez for City. Carroll in pursuit. And Mortz with the final touch.
And when your team gets in front, especially a minute before half-time, then you build confidence.
Well done for Yanez, and Del Busco forced into a save. Did that once again, Heather. Just Fishlock running in again at exactly the right moment.
Exactly right. It's a good save there. But for Melbourne City, they would have built momentum and going to build momentum in this next 45 minutes. For Perth Glory, Depotowski spoke in the media this week and spoke about how this team wears their heart on their sleeve. And I can't wait to see the character from this Perth Glory team in this next 45 minutes. I'm sure they'll dig deep.
Of course, the threats from Melbourne City come from all over the park. It's very difficult to pinpoint what actually has to be dealt with, and the girls spoke about it as Rosie Sutton goes charging down for Perth. And it's booted away by Lydia Williams. But the girls spoke about all the threats on the flanks for Melbourne City. We can talk about Fishlock coming through the middle, but Catley and Tegan Allen just as dangerous.
They are dangerous on the flanks. The reason why is because Perth Glory are playing a dime in midfield.
Well, Fishlock trying to find Yanez on that occasion.
So when you play a dime in midfield, you're very, very narrow in the middle of the park, so you have to release a midfielder out. So for Melbourne City, yes, they're creating overloads out wide, and to get the upper hand of Perth Glory, they've overloaded both the left and right hand side and been very successful. That's where the goal come from.
Well, it was temporarily a chance for Perth to build an attack. Rigby dispossessed by Allen. Now Timrack for Melbourne City. As the white shirts charge forward. Oh, wind up from Beverly Yanez. Carbon copy of her attempt perhaps in the first half. Lauren Barnes has her pocket picked by Rosie Sutton. Stanton prods the ball forward, offside flag up against Sam Kerr, much to the disgust of the very loyal Perth faithful.
And that through ball could have been hit that little bit earlier, and Sam Kerr had a hand up wanting to get that ball earlier. Good little run.
Head of Jamie Gibbons presents the ball back to Rebecca Stott. Bobbling around in the middle of the park. This time Alloway has a go. Finds Carroll. Gibbons again. A little bit scrappy. And Lewick back to Williams to reset. Again, neither side able to really control their possession, look after the ball. Perhaps Perth will here as the defensive Allen charges in. Sam Kerr running away for Perth Glory. Splits the defenders. And it's Fishlock to the rescue.
And I hope frustration doesn't set into the Perth Glory team, including Sam Kerr. I think they played a really good part and good possession in the first half. And for Sam Kerr to get this, she's just overrun it slightly, taken that extra touch to try and take on that player.
You can see the double teaming on Sam Kerr on that occasion too. Indeed, it's not like anyone is unaware of the threat that she poses. Of course, knowing it and closing it down, two completely different objectives. Fishlock's back heel doesn't come off. Now Gibbons for Perth Glory. Kerr. DiBernardo cuts it in! Oh, Rosie Sutton was on the spot, but Lydia Williams saw it all the way into her hands. That's better from Perth Glory.
Really good hands by Lydia Williams, but again, DiBernardo takes that touch. Good little cross in there, but Lydia Williams had that covered. Said thank you, nice and easy for me.
Now at the other end, City on the attack. Turn from Yanez. Pass not clinical enough. Challenges has Tabane left on the ground as Sutton smiles. The two shake hands, no hard feelings.
Yeah, there wasn't too much in this. Could have went the other way, actually. Now Melbourne City on the attack again.
It's been a good-natured, completely competitive battle here so far in this grand final, and Yanez wants to increase the advantage for Melbourne City. Tegan Allen was there, so very close, poked out a foot, unable to make contact, and it's Perth that will run away on the near side. Rigby evades Timrack. Kim Carroll sets off the attack for the Glory.
And it's just a shoulder that put Tegan Allen off balance just there. It's quality defending by Rigby.
It's more patient from Melbourne City now. Just as I say that, they give the ball away again. You can see that last chance on goal so close for Tegan Allen.
But again, so much joy from Steph Catley overlapping.
Well, here's Allen again, manages to almost run the ball down. She's quick, but maybe not quite that fast.
Yeah, exactly. She went across it, but rather than go straight to the ball, it's run out. Tegan Allen's been very effective today.
See the shadow starting to creep across the pitch here at NIB Stadium. Pitch in wonderful condition, fitting for an occasion such as this. Will the home team be able to celebrate on it, or will they be robbed once more of the chance to lift the trophy. At the moment, it is Melbourne City leading. As Rosie Sutton charges down, trying to put that right. And we see our first substitution of this match. Jamie Gibbons makes way. It's Sean Billam that comes on. Billam, one of the few Perth Glory players on the score sheet this season. She had the final goal of the semi-final. 93 minutes. Wouldn't Despotovsky love it if she could get one a little earlier today? Carroll, ball bounces, question of handball there perhaps. Unheeded on Mortz. Now it's Catley tearing away for City, turns, tracks back. Lauren Barnes. Catley again. And Del Busco runs away.